There's a lot of people who call me the Prodigal Son, but my name is Bill. I want to tell you my story. I was the youngest son. I had a brother, and I had a father. My father was really wealthy. I wanted my inheritance now, at that point. I didn't want to wait until he passed away. I wanted to take that money and to experience life. When I was able to get my inheritance, I got 1/3 of my father's money. And I took it. And I went to the city. I lived lavishly. I lived it up. I was partying. I had all the friends. I was the talk of the town. Everybody wanted to be around me. Everybody wanted to hang out. I had friends on top of friends on top of friends on top of friends. It was wonderful. Then the money was gone. And the friends went too, because I couldn't buy them things. I couldn't invite them to the greatest place and the greatest atmosphere. I was a has-been. I find myself working and feeding pigs. This was something that was contrary to my culture and my beliefs, because they were unclean. They were the worst of the worst. And I wouldn't even be close to them, but here I am, feeding them, living with them, wishing I could eat the food that they were eating. And then, all of a sudden, it came to me. I thought, why don't I go back to my father's house? The servants there are living better than me. I could go back and tell him that I don't want to be his son. I just want to be his servant. I denounce my whole sonship. But just allow me to be your servant and to serve you. And I know that I would be in a better place. So what I did was I got myself up, all dirtied and nasty, mud and poop just on me. And I got up and I walked home. All I could think about was serving my father and how much that would be better than the place I was. As I'm walking there, I'm just thinking about that, and I see my father. He's on the porch, and he starts running to me, running and running and running, and he doesn't care about the look and how I smell or anything. He gives me this huge hug, and he says, "My son, who was dead, is alive. You were lost and now you're found. I'm so glad that you're home." I was about to tell him that I wanted to be his servant, and he's like, "No, you are my son." Then the amazing thing happened. He got a robe, he got a ring, and he got sandals. All these things are symbolic of sonship. The robe covered up the filthiness and nastiness of what the world did to me. The sandals showed me that I was no longer a slave to sin in the world, but I was a son. I belonged. And the ring that was given to me has the importance of significance and authority and power, and everything my father owned, I now had that authority over. Even though I spent the 1/3 of his inheritance, I now was able to have access to that 2/3 that was still there. The reason people call me the prodigal son is because of the life that I lived. The excitement, the wild partying atmosphere is what it was. But the end is better than the beginning, because the beginning is what caused me to end up in the pit, where I had to come to my senses and realize that serving my father would be better than serving the world. But in that realization, I was restored to sonship. And that's what God wants to do with all of us, to restore us to that sonship.